Welcome, esteemed viewers, to our grand journey uncovering profound historical mysteries. Exploring ancient Maya civilization, many easily picture sheer fanaticism. People assume only lowly servants became sacred offerings to the grand deities. Yet ancient archaeological truth reveals a deeply tragic and contrary secret. The most powerful grand rulers actually endured the most immense physical torment. Ancient records claim the Maya universe began with a profoundly sacred creation myth. The ancient sacred text explains that deities offered their own vital essence to mold mankind. From that divine crimson essence mixed smoothly with cornmeal, the very first humans were born. Therefore, all mankind carries a massive sacred debt to the supreme almighty creators. This vital essence was the soul sacred sap, keeping the bright sun shining brightly every day. If these sacred rituals ceased, the vast cosmos would quickly collapse into eternal darkness. Driven by existential dread, the Maya never viewed these grand rituals as ruthless acts. It was a supreme religious duty, a vital exchange to preserve the grand natural order. Maya city-states frequently launched magnificent and incredibly massive Star War campaigns. Their true objective was never to vanquish foes or expand their own magnificent borders. Maya forces marched into jungles merely to capture the most courageous rival warriors. These captives were stripped of armor, denied their proud honor, and escorted to the capital. Their entire bodies were painted vivid blue, marking their shift into truly sacred offerings. Their frantic eyes stared upward at the towering limestone pyramid summit, piercing the bright sky. Up there, the supreme priest waited silently, bearing cold eyes and absolute sovereign power. Wearing a majestic jaguar pelt cloak, he raised a fiercely sharpened obsidian dagger high. Thousands of citizens stood silently below, holding their breath as the crimson moment commenced. History rarely sees a culture linking grand life and tragic endings as strongly as the Maya. This deep obsession with collapse firmly pushed them to construct truly magnificent monuments. Those massive pyramids became platforms sending countless souls to the eternal realm. When harsh droughts deeply threatened survival, their sacred rituals grew increasingly frantic. The captive was pressed against the smooth stone altar, their tight muscles completely rigid with terror. The high priest approached closely, his powerful hands deeply stained with the dark crimson of cinnabar. The volcanic blade swung forcefully, reflecting bright sunlight before the ultimate final strike. The faintly beating heart was raised toward the vast sky as a divine feast for the mighty sun god. These fiercely intense scenes remain forever carved into the surface of ancient stone stelae. Yet, crimson essence on the grand altar could not calm the profoundly furious wrath of wild nature. Modern scholars claim the Maya turned to a profoundly more haunting sacrificial method. Deep within the dense jungle appeared profoundly deep natural sinkholes, known as the sacred wells. The pitch black and endlessly deep water was seen as the grand gateway connecting to the underworld. To beg the rain god to deeply nourish withered cornfields, they truly paid a monumental price. Young maidens bearing lifeless and sorrowful expressions were chosen as envoys to the grand gods. They wore pure and majestic white cotton dresses, completely contrasting the surrounding doom. Their necks and chests were heavily adorned with precious jade bead strands and dozens of solid gold discs. The sheer weight of these grand jewels ensured that fragile body would sink to the deepest water floor. The mournful sound of the conch shell horn echoed loudly, tearing through the jungle's quiet atmosphere. The maiden was thrown to the abyss, falling quickly before fading into freezing darkness. Centuries later, archaeologists recovered countless ancient skeletons from this dark well. Stunning jade mixed with human skulls safely testifies to a profoundly tragic and dark past. When departures are glorified, the line between grand faith and pure savagery seems to fade completely. Facing grand adversity, humans trade everything to seek ultimate and supreme salvation. If placed in such a perilous state, would you accept the sacrifice to save the grand empire? Stepping past the grand tombs, we boldly advance into the center of a colossal stone ball court. Dust rolls upward beneath the harsh sunlight, signaling a perilous match is about to begin. This lethal ball game was never merely an entertaining sport enjoyed by ancient citizens. It was a vital religious ritual, recreating the grand war between bright light and darkness. Sturdy warriors stood bare-chested, revealing sweaty muscles beneath the fierce blazing heat. They securely fastened a hardwood belt around their hips to endure those massive heavy impacts. The incredibly heavy solid rubber ball bounced rapidly at dizzying speeds on the court. The rules were severely strict. No one was ever permitted to use hands or feet to touch the heavy ball. Athletes had to leap into midair, using their hips and knees to safely block the powerful attack. The ball's damaging force could instantly shatter bones or safely rupture internal organs if careless. Loud cheers echoing from the stands blended perfectly with the relentlessly beating jaguar drums. The players' faces revealed profound concentration, as they were fighting for their very lives. The ball striking the stone wall produced deafening echoes, resonating across the large plaza. This was a grand display of skillful strength and bravery beneath the gods' scrutinizing gaze. When the final ball flew through the high-hanging stone ring, the defeated team's tragic fate was sealed. There was absolutely no grand mercy or redeeming glory reserved for those failing in the match. The entire losing team approached the stone platform, kneeling to gracefully accept the highest sentence. Their vital essence spilled on the barren court as a grand plea delivered to the underworld forces. That crimson essence would safely nourish the dry land, bringing abundant harvests for the survivors. The ultimate supreme glory of the victors was completely exchanged for the defeated's own lives. Witnessing such fierce scenes, many falsely assume the elite class merely indulged in deep pleasure. Brave researchers finally decoded those profoundly intense and majestic royal reliefs. The shocking truth was exposed right inside the suffocating and dark room of the ancient palace. The majestic king and revered queen endured profoundly severe and intense physical agony. To prove themselves truly worthy of divine lineage, they had to perform a grand sacred ritual. The muscular king discarded his garments, kneeling on the freezing stone while profusely sweating. He firmly grasped a long sharpened stingray spine, resolutely piercing directly through his own skin. His eyes closed in deep agony, boldly radiating an intensely profound fanaticism. Each precious royal droplet fell directly into a ceramic bowl filled with pure bark paper strips. Right nearby, the elegant queen performed a profoundly extreme and terrifying ritual. She grasped a heavy rope embedded with sharp thorns, slowly pulling it through her own injured lips. That stunningly beautiful face never flinched, gazing upward with absolute deep reverence. When the soaked bark paper was ignited, flickering, brilliant flames illuminated the large space. The thick, dark smoke column curled toward the ceiling, boldly forming a mystical serpent illusion. Through immensely profound agony, they believed they connected directly with ancestral spirits. Power is not naturally born. It is forged from the grand sacrifices of the supreme leaders. The greatest leaders are always those willing to safely sacrifice for their people's survival. The ancient Maya left humanity a very deep lesson regarding survival's heavy price. Do modern leaders need that majestic sacrificial spirit of the ancient Maya kings? History steadily spins, burying countless glorious empires beneath the heavy dust of time. Maya essence has fully dried, yet their magnificent pyramids still stand tall within the jungle. Was this crimson ritual sheer barbaric cruelty or a grand faith? Please share your thoughts. Site 272. Please hit the like button, share this video, and perfectly subscribe for the next dark mystery.